Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range. You like AR-15s? I like AR-15s. Let's talk about an AR-15. This is my throwback AR that I built a couple of years ago. This is basically designed or styled after to be an M16A1 type rifle. Fortunately, Apache Armaments had a few throwback parts that were original that I was able to get my hands on through them. And let's talk about them. This is an original AR M16, but the way you can tell it's an original one is it doesn't have a butt trap in the back of it. It's just got this rubber pad on the back of it, and it's the style with the sling swivel that swivels, as opposed to the newer one like on a H-bar that's bolted on there permanently. It has carrying handle top on it with the simple drum type sight adjustment for windage. It has an L-type rear sight on it for long and short range. Okay. It has the A1 style post on the end of it with, you know, like it normally would be with bayonet lug and all that on it. It has the what's commonly referred to as the pencil barrel, the thin barrel, which it has a 3-prong flash suppressor on the end of it, and this is a 1N10 barrel. Now the barrel has been unmarked. It doesn't say what the twist of the barrel is, so I had to use the method of taking a cleaning rod, putting a patch on it, putting it down the barrel, bringing it up to where it engaged the lands and grooves, and then putting a piece of tape or a mark out here on the end of the cleaning rod exposed at the barrel, and then pull it out and see how many times my marker turned. Okay, so this is about a 110 barrel. Now the question is whether or not 110 ammunition, 110 barrel will shoot different kinds of ammo well. So we're going to shoot a second video in a few minutes because I ran the other one 20 minutes until it ran out, and I'm like, you know, it takes forever to load that, so we're going to do 2 videos. Now this guy has got the receiver on it, the style which has the fence over here. Okay, this is actually a double star lower, but Apache is in the process of producing their own no fence lower for this style of rifle. The triangular handguards are original with the aluminum liners in them. The sling that I put on this rifle is of the 1956 variety, green canvas, which would be the type of sling that would be found in the Vietnam period. And it's got a straight pistol grip on it. So it, for all intents and purposes, is a semi-automatic version of an M16A1 in every respect. Now, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about blowing one up. Some years ago, I blew up an AR-15. Yeah, that's right. I blew one up. And this is how I did it. I ran one up in it. Okay, ran one up in it. Fired it, and then got down there to where it went click. I'm going to tell you something. The AR-15 seals that cartridge up well enough that if the primer fires and the powder in the cartridge does not go, all you hear is the click. This guy right here is bad news. I've got this on there because this teardrop forward assist assembly is part of the elements that make this gun look correct for period. Okay? Stay off of it. Stay off of the forward assist altogether. Don't even regard it. Don't even use it. Okay? What the forward assist does is this plunger's got a little tooth on the end of it that swivels, and it corresponds to these serrations on the side of the bolt carrier. So when you get that guy out there and that bolt does not go completely into battery, you can come up here and hit that and run that guy on up into battery. What I did was click. So I shook that guy out of there, dud out of there, and didn't even bother to inspect that it didn't have a bullet on the end of it. And the fact that they came out of there after a click and didn't have a bullet on the end of it is a pretty good indication that bullet's still in here. So I run another one up in it. Well, it didn't go into battery, because the bullet on the next round that went in there was banging against the bullet that stayed in there. So I banged her into battery, which pushed that bullet back into the cartridge case. Okay? And then when I fired it, it blew the bolt carrier apart inside the gun. The parts from the bolt carrier came out and went into the magazine and ruptured some of the cartridge cases, and they exploded. Blew the magazine up. Blew the bottom off the bolt carrier. Ripped the locking lugs off of the barrel, or some of them. Ripped the locking lugs off of the bolt and split the receiver from where the gas tube comes in it all the way down the side of it to where the charging handle goes in. And left me with that old funny feeling that you get when a grenade goes off almost too close to you, like a dynamited fish. I wasn't injured, but the gun was destroyed, and I did it to myself. Now, the rule is, if you've got an AR-15 and that gun fails to fire when you're shooting during your firing cycle, come out there, clear that gun. Okay, make sure it's clear. Push your pin, pull your pin out, break your gun down like a shotgun, pull your bolt out, look down that barrel and make sure that there's no obstruction in it. And make sure there's no unburned powder still in your action. Come up here, set your bolt back in there. Yeah. Okay. Put your gun back together and you're ready to proceed. If there is an obstruction in there, you follow that rule the way you would follow that rule. Okay? All right then, that's a little safety advisement on AR-15s, how not to get into trouble with them. There's a lot of ways. All guns are dangerous in some way. AR-15 is dangerous in this way. Something to think about. Like-a-tate, share-a-pie, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me no dollar in the Patreon bucket on the way out the door, and if you don't, I'll keep right on making content for you. All right then, we'll see you.